Welcome back to Thistle Hill Farmstead. My name's Todd, and today we're going to continue our John Deere Z920m project. If you followed some of my previous videos, you know that I bought this mower used and it needed a lot of TLC. Actually, I had to replace the engine on it and do some other things. But today's activity is going to be working on the hydrostatic transmission on the right-hand side. We've got a leak that's going on around the axle, and as you can see by the pads on the floor, every time I come in after mowing and park it, I have to put these pads on the floor to keep it from leaking oil all over the garage floor. So today we're going to take that transmission out. I've got some parts from Tough Torque and we're going to try to get it repaired. So come along with us. And remember to press that like button. It really helps me out a lot. And subscribe to keep up to date with all of our videos. And remember to ring that bell notification so that anytime we post a new video, you'll get notified. So if you've watched some of the previous videos, you know I bought this mower used and it had a blown engine on it. So in those videos, we replaced the engine and then we did some other just minor things. We put a suspension unit on the seat. We replaced some of the this anti-scalp wheels and just did some general maintenance on the mower. However, on this right-hand side, you can see by the amount of oil and grass that's inside of this hub that we have a leak on this side here. It leaks hydro fluid out of the hydrostatic transmission on this side, and I replaced the seal in that transmission. However, it still leaks. So after talking to Tough Torques, the vendor who makes the hydrostatic transmission, I believe it's a problem with a bushing internal, so which means I've got to pull that right side hydrostatic transmission out, open it up, and then we've got to replace that bushing around the axle to stop that leak. So that's going to be our chore for today. I'll put you on the tripod and we'll get started. I'm not quite sure what it's going to take to get that out of there. We're going to be learning together, but we'll take it a piece at a time and see how it works. So I'm going to start by getting this thing jacked up and getting that right-hand wheel off. If you hear some chirping in the background, it's because I have some new chicks here for the farm, and they're in the little container right here behind me, staying nice and warm in the garage. So that's what you hear if you hear the chirping going on. So let's go ahead and get this thing up in the air and get that tire off of it. So I've got my jacks and jack stands here. So what I'm going to do first is just break the nuts loose on this tire here, and then we'll jack it up, pull that tire off, and then we'll start taking the transmission out. All right, let's get these bolts loose on here. Lug nuts. Reverse. I have to crank up the air a little bit. Yeah, let me do that. Need a little more air. All right, let's try that. All right. Let's get this bad boy jacked up. Get some jack stands under it. Let's see where I can go. Maybe maybe just right here on the bumper. Okay, let me get a couple of jack stands under there and then we'll go a little higher. I don't know how high we're going to need to go to get this out. Let's see if I can get it up a little bit higher. We'll try that. That side, let's see if we can get these over here. Just needs a little more to get under that one. We'll go up a little more. Okay. All right. So let's see if that's gonna hold it now. Okay, so I went back, I went for another option. So because I couldn't keep this thing from rolling in the front because of the way these caster wheels are on the front, I opted just to get it up off the ground. So I jacked it up there. I went and got my tractor jack, which is a little better than that little cheap hydraulic jack I have. And this one will handle what I want to do much better. So what I can do once I get this up in the air is straighten everything back out so that it is nice and level and not leaning like it was before. Okay, I think that should get it. And again, I'll keep my jack stand here on this side ready to take any weight that may need, but I don't think once I get it here. There we go. Okay. So let's see what we got. Oh yeah, that's solid. It's not going anywhere. So I've did a couple of additional sets of blocking here. As you can see now, I put some blocks up here in front of the axle set on both sides. There and there. I have these blocks here, but right now they're not holding any weight, but I'm going to leave them there. And then I've got a set of blocks up here keeping the front wheels off the ground. That way the mower is not going to go anywhere. Now the reason I added this additional set of blocking here is once I started looking at how this transaxle assembly comes out, it comes out by removing these two bolts on each side. Those same two bolts hold this rear weight and shroud, motor shroud, on by just this. So once I loosen these bolts to drop this down, that was going to loosen that, and of course that then can no longer hold weight. So I couldn't have these holding that weight while I was taking these bolts out. So the weight's going to be held by this set of blocking up here in the front, and then I can, with confidence, go ahead and drop that whole transaxle assembly out without worrying about dropping anything on my head. So I know that looks pretty rigged up, but those are some big sets of blocking that I have there, and that thing should not go anywhere. I've shaken it, tried to move it, and it's nice and sturdy. So it shouldn't go anywhere. I feel confident that I can get under it now and work safely and get that out, because that hydrostatic transmission unit is going to be heavy. So I need to be able to get the rolling jack up under here and lower it and then roll it out. So let's get at it. Like I said, I believe what I'm going to need to do to get this whole transaxle unit out is I've already taken these bolts off here. I believe I'm going to need to take these two out because they go through into this also. Probably what I could have done is taken these out and leave this bracket on, but c'est la vie. Take these two out on each side, and then underneath, I believe that's all I'm going to have to do to get this whole big, there's like a cast iron piece here that goes across that both of the hydrostatic transmissions mount on. And I believe if I take those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts out, that will allow everything to drop down and out. So let's try it. I'm going to go ahead and put a board across here, get my jack, and put in here and jack this up and support it while I loosen those bolts. So I've got the unit, or the two units, the whole assembly supported now by those boards, so as not to put too much stress on it, and my jack. So I'm ready to start taking some bolts out and see if I can get this thing to drop down. Okay, let me see what kind of bolts I'm going to need, or wrenches. I've got to probably take these two bolts out that connect to this bracket. Looks like I've got two here, and then some underneath. So I'll start by taking these out. Let's see what we need. All right, let's see what we've got now. That is a 14, so it's not that, so maybe 15. Got 15, 15, 15, okay. Let's see. What's going on with the racket here now? We got a bolt on the bottom. Wouldn't you know it? Okay. All right, let's see if this helps. Let's see if that's also a 15 on the bottom. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. So I want to put those back together so I know what goes with what. All right. Get up underneath to see what I have underneath here. Besides these two. Well, upon further inspection, I see that there is 2 through bolts. One is here, one is here, and one is right back in there that go through and do bolt onto this metal plate. So I think it's going to be easiest to try to drop this metal plate down, but I still need to get this arm out. This is the drive unit that hooks to the handles that sends a signal for the unit to go forward or reverse, and this is the park brake. I need to take both of these rods which go through this black plate. I need to get those out on each side, and then I should be able to just drop everything down. So let's try that. Okay. I don't know if you can hear or not, my neighbor's got a dirt bike over there and they are going up and down through everything. Gets a little annoying at times, but that's what kids do and they're having fun, so hey, let them have it. But you know, you move out to the country to enjoy the peace and quiet country living, and then you have those kind of things, either barking dogs or dirt bikes. Okay, I had to go back and get like a skinny screwdriver that will go through this bolt as I take it off. Actually, I guess I could spin this. Really doesn't matter which. Probably could go the right way. The reason this has this bolt and what appears to be a screw on the end is there is a little ball joint on the back of this unit that allows it to flex, and that ball joint would just spin around if we didn't have that slotted section on the end. Now let's see if I can get this pin out here. Let me get a pair of needle nose pliers and see if I can get that out. Okay, let's see. Whoops, there we go, it's out. And that little rod can come out the front. And where did it go? It's right down in there. There we go. And that's another one of those little, oh, I dropped it again. Another one of those little John Deere style clips. I'm not sure how well that shows up. Save that. So I've got those 2 items loose. I see one other. Okay, that goes through, but that's connected to the transmission. The other bar that I see going through is for the hydrostatic release. Like if you ever need to push the mower around, you can release the hydrostatic transmission so that it can be pushed or pulled around. That is connected to the transmission and goes through this plate also. However, it doesn't go anywhere, it just sits there. So that one can stay in place. All right, let's go to the other side now. You can probably tell that this side's a little bit cleaner because this is not the side that's been leaking. The other side's what's been leaking. Let's see. Ow. You squish my finger. Again, this is a 13 millimeter here. This bolt is coming off with. Let's see if I can move my light around so that it's not in my way, but we can still see. Okay, that seems to have a little bit of pressure on it. I'm not sure why. Let me see if by moving the handle I can get the pressure off and get that out. Well, not sure why that doesn't want to come out of there. Let me put the nut back on it and I'll tap on it a little bit. I don't want to tap on it with the nut off because I could mess the threads up. But with that on there like that, I should be able to tap on it. Ooh, well, that does not want to come out. What is going on with that? Tap, tap, tap. There we go. Looks like it had a little bit of tension on it for some reason. Okay. But it's out also. And then I need to take the, again, the park brake clip off. Come on. There we go. This clip. All right. So I think we've got everything out. I'll do one more look around just to make sure. But I think I've got everything disconnected now that would allow me to drop this whole unit down. So I'm up on top of the mower now. I'm going to pull these parking brake levers out. There's one. There's the other. And here's what I was talking about. The other little lever that we saw. Well, hey, that one just came off. That I said I was going to leave on. That's interesting. That one just came off. But I will leave those connected. And I don't see anything else here that's holding it up. It looks like now this whole unit, the reservoir, and everything can just drop out once I take those other two big bolts out. For some reason, my floor jack is leaking down. I don't know why. So I think what I'm going to try to do is block this up so it's held up, and then while I take these bolts out, and then I can lift it just a bit and drop it down with the floor jack. Otherwise, it's trying to drop down. That's why I had to put a couple of these bolts back in it, because I thought my floor jack was going to hold it, and then it started leaking down and kind of putting everything in a bind before I had all the other stuff disconnected. So I had a little bit of a panic there, but I was able to jack it back up and get some bolts back in it. But I'm going to block it up so that I can support this whole unit while I take these other bolts out. So let's do that. Okay, so I've got the jack stands under it now. That should hold it up while I get these other bolts out. Okay. So let me see what size these big bolts are here. Hope I have a socket big enough for that. Let's see what they are. Oh, so that's a 25, so they're smaller than that. Oh, and they're bigger than a 22. Man, I don't know if I have that or not. Try my old English ones here. See if I got something close enough. Because my wrench set doesn't, it goes from a 22 to a 25. Oh, that's good enough. That is a 15/16. That's good enough. It's tight enough, it's not going to mess the bolts up. Okay, let's see. I don't want to take those all the way out yet. I just want to make sure that nothing's going to drop or come apart. That's all bolted together. The frame. Let's see what happens. The whole mower may come apart. Who knows? We'll see. Wish me luck. If the whole thing falls apart, we'll know. Well, okay, so far so good. Let's go to the other side. Oh, man, the jack that was leaking down just fell and scared me. I thought something was just coming down. All right, let me go ahead and take this nut out. And let's see what we get. I don't know why these impact things are so hard to get on. Okay, that one's out. Let's go to the other side. Now we need to take these two out that I put back in. Of course, they're a different size. I don't know why John Deere wants to use a different size bolt for everything. I'm sure it has to do with stress and how much weight it needs to carry. Man, the heck, there we go. Okay, last bolt. If it all squats in the middle and falls apart, we'll know. All right, we did it. Now let's see if we can get it out. I'm going to back you up here so you can see all the excitement. How about that? Okay, let me see if I can get my cords out of the way. Get my tools out of the way. And let's see if I can jack this back up. Something to push that jack stand out on the other side. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's pull this one out. And it's going to leak down without me even doing anything. Let it come down slow. Seems to be loose. Still coming. Still coming. All right, it's almost down as far as the jack will go. Let's see. Oops, this won't roll backwards on me. Let me just make sure it's not still connected somewhere. Oh, that's a bind there. That's not good. Let's get this out. There we go. So I'm gonna make sure the other one's not in a bind. this out also. But it seems to want to tilt back. Not sure why. I think more weight is on the back than the front. Okay, that is all the way down. Now, I need to get my jack out from under there. Without falling backwards and busting anything. Let's see how heavy this thing is. Whoa! Well, okay. Woo! Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The hydrostatic drive unit on a John Deere Z920 mower. Whew, man, that is the trick. So now I need to take this unit off. I still don't have the camera in frame. Yeah, I need to take this right unit off, and gotta crack it open and see what's wrong with the seal. But at least this gives me the whole unit out, so I can then work with it. Because I don't think I could have gotten that out of there without taking it out, because you see these two bolts here, you got these two here, which are up in the frame. These wouldn't have been too bad, I don't think, because they're on the outside, obviously. But then you've got a couple of ones that go underneath, but I think these two would have been a bear. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I could have just had a long extension and got down there, but this unit sits on a lip here, so then you would have to somehow pull it back and off, which maybe you could have done, but hey, it's out, so we got it now. I'm not gonna have to worry about it. So let's start taking it apart. I need to drain the oil out. And I'll do that maybe just by turning it up on its side, letting that drain. So let me bring in for a little bit of a closer look here. This is the drive unit out of a John Deere Z920m, and you've got two hydrostatic units, one for the right, one for the left, and this is your lever for the actual unit that goes in and out, or makes it go forward and backwards. This is your brake, park brake, and then you've got a little piece that sticks up that goes through over here. I'll show you on this side because I don't know where it came off over here. That allows you to pull it out of drive. There it is right here, this little piece here. So that does hook to a lever on the top. Man, that is like, right there it is, but it's so caked up with grass and grease that you can't see it. I need to clean all of this out. This is a mess. So that's the first thing we're gotta do, is clean it up. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get the oil out of this thing. I've got my little oil pan here. I'm going to attempt to turn it up this way. Pour the oil out. Not sure how that's going to work out. So I've got my little pad here, my oil pan. Let's see how this might work. It may work. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Got a bunch of dirt in my cap though. Let's start getting into this thing. I'm going to see if I can get this hydrostatic unit off of this big case here. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 bolts here and 2 in the front, looks like. So let's try it out. Let's see what we need. Okay, that's a 15 millimeter. Has a nut on the other side. I'm gonna have to hold. Let's see if it's also a 15 millimeter. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. 1. 2. These are greasy. And tell you what, it's like this one also. Oh, tell me that's a different size. Come on. Really? Okay, different size. Then we got these back here. Okay. These are both 15 millimeter back here. You get an extension to get down to that one. Let's see if this will get it. Yep. bottom nut here. Maybe. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So that is a nut is welded to this metal piece here, so no need to hold anything. Okay, those two. Let's see what we got. This bracket here, that's connected, but you don't have to take that off. So I guess what I need to do, flip it up this way so we can see. Looks like there's one here. Well, maybe not. I don't know if that goes through or if that's just a case bolt. This one looks like it goes through. 15. Let's see if we can get this one out. Man, I don't know why these things are so hard to get on there. Okay, that one's out. Looks like this oddball here goes through too. I don't know why it's a different size, but it is on both sides. So let's see. So that is a 17. So let me get a 17 socket. Okay. And it looks like that might be it. There we go. Come out of there. All right. Okay, let's see if this will drop down now. Yeah, so I have to take off this the connection to the reservoir here. Oh, and that's so greasy. I can't even see what I need. Get something to clean that up. Man, that thing's filthy. Let's see if I can bring you over here so you can kind of see what that looks like as I try to clean it up. So this is it here. Let me see if I can get some of this grime off of here. I think it's easier to just take this hose clamp off. Maybe that's the easiest thing. That way nothing will get down in it. But let me see if I can get something to clean that up a little bit better, because it's gonna have all kind of junk. It's gonna want to go down in there when I pull that off. I don't want that. Okay, let me see if this little toothbrush will help out any. See if that's any better. Okay. Screwdriver. See how that does, and see if we can get it off of there now. Yeah, it looks pretty loose now. Let's see. Well, there's no good way to do that. Come out of there. Woo! That bolt go through there? No. Okay. Let's back up a little bit. See what we can do. Squish from there. This is loose, right? Yep, there we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Slide that big boy back. Put something in here. me put something into that other piece so that it doesn't drip in the floor. All right. Ta-da-da, there it is. There's the right-hand drive unit. And I just need to make me some kind of little stand to hold that, because I have to flip it upside down and then crack the case open. And I believe, if Tough Torques told me right, there's a bushing in here that should keep this from leaking like it is leaking now. So I think that's going to be another video, because I need to do all that other stuff. But man, she's apart. Whether I can get it back together, tune in and see. I think so. All right, thanks for watching.